How much time does YouTube really take each week? Most entrepreneurs think YouTube has to take 10 to 20 hours a week. Today, I want to share a real number. But first, I want to show off this amazing thumbnail that my wife made for this video. Gotta love the AI aging, right? I promise it won't take this long. And lots of evidence to back it up as well. By the way, I am answering the top 10 questions about YouTube growth for entrepreneurs all this week, going live 10 times. If you want to see all of the questions that are being answered or catch up on any of them that have already happened, I've linked to it down in the description of this video. But yeah, we're going through and answering all of the top questions here, so you can check that out. All right, the fear is that YouTube is a huge time suck, and this is very, very common. In fact, I launched a new program this year that is all about teaching entrepreneurs to grow a YouTube channel in 90 minutes a week. And the reason I did that was, one, because the perception that, oh, it has to take 20 hours a week. And the other part is because YouTube is the best platform. I'm a little biased, but I'm so grateful for everything that's done for me and my business and my life. So I want to help other entrepreneurs get started growing that channel in as little time as possible, because it's not going to be your first month where you're going to go, oh my gosh, look at that, it's revolutionized my life, right? If it was that easy, everybody would do it. But you got to start publishing one video a week, and then it starts to give you all of the benefits. But when I first started my channel, so on this channel where I think we're getting pretty close to 160,000 subscribers, so thank you to all of you that are part of that, got this plaque, love everything about it, almost didn't start this channel. Because when I first started, people were literally, I remember being in Facebook groups for YouTube channels. People were like, yeah, I spent 19 hours editing my videos every single week. And I went, oh my gosh, I don't have 19 hours to edit a video every single week. Like, I have, at the time, I had two kids under seven. My wife worked evenings, so I was full-time job during the day, picked up kids at two different schools, had to get them home. If there was any homework or anything they had to do, make dinner, clean up, bath time, like all of that by myself. So I did, if the only option was to spend 19 hours a week just on editing, it was no way that it was going to happen. But with that limited time and without taking away time from my family, which was my number one priority, I did not have to say no to YouTube. I started a channel that's grown really big. And I really believe anyone can do this. When you have the right workflow, you can do it in about 90 minutes a week. But there's a few principles around this and a couple of sacrifices that you have to make. Like, if the same person spent 90 minutes a week or spent 40 hours a week on a channel, which channel is going to do better? Odds are the 40-hour a week channel is the 40-hour a week person is going to do better, right? Assuming that both people have the same skill set. However, if you have a business like me and you're looking to generate leads for your business, then you can do this in about 90 minutes a week. So here are some of the things that we follow. I call it the YT90 system. So some of the things we follow. Number one, we only work on the highest leverage parts of YouTube, okay? We really pay close attention to our ROE, our return on effort. We can't be out there trying every little thing that YouTube announces or somebody mentions in a podcast. We're like, oh, I got to try that. And the highest ROE on YouTube is one good long form video a week. Doesn't have to be great, doesn't have to be amazing. One good long form video a week, okay? Another thing is strategic workflows. Like, doing things in the right order makes a huge difference. So the whole idea is that we focus on high leverage videos, again, one a week, not, oh, I've got to publish every day. I've got to publish shorts. I've got to have a membership. I've got to do live streams. I've got to do all these different things. You're not going to be able to do that in 90 minutes a week. And the reason this works is because the things we do work so well. So imagine let's say, like, I've been trying to get back into going to the gym and lifting weights. Let's say that I could go to the gym and I could do 50 different exercises and get, results. Let's say that they were really good like this. Or I could go and do one exercise and it would almost be as good, but I would still be super healthy. Well, I'm going to take that path, right? That's kind of what we do. So for example, one of the things that we do, if you're trying to grow a channel in 90 minutes a week, is we focus on training YouTube's algorithm to recommend our videos. So if you start a channel and you have to promote your own videos, so imagine every week you put all the time and effort into putting that video together, even if it is 90 minutes, and then you have to go and tell friends about it or email people or stuff like that. We don't want to have to do that long term. In the beginning, you want to do that a little bit. But if YouTube understands who your channel is for and how you're helping those people, it will recommend your videos. So I can put out a video on this channel and it'll get views usually right away because of some subscribers. And then over time, it'll grow and grow and grow, assuming that it's helping, the right audience solve a problem. And so that's the magic of it. And we found it takes about 8 videos to train the algorithm. And you can do it on existing channels or new channels. So I call it the magnetic 8. Now, there's a couple more things that we can do to make YouTube even more efficient that I'll tell you about here in just a second. But if you want to learn more about this idea of this magnetic 8 and how to figure out the 8 topics that your channel should have to train the YouTube algorithm, because it's not just, oh, I'm just going to talk about horses for 8 videos. It's a little bit more specific than that. There's a little bit more psychology in it than that. I am hosting a challenge coming up on Monday, and it's called the Magnetic 8 YouTube Challenge. In it, I'm going to show you exactly how to come up with the 8 topics for your channel, okay? Existing or new. This works either way. Normally, this is part of my signature program, the YT90 Activation Lab, which is at a much higher price point, but you can go and sign up for this. It's only $17, and I'll show you exactly how to do this. At the end of it, you will have a channel that is more memorable, and you'll know the exact 8 topics of the videos you need to train the algorithm. So imagine how much easier YouTube would be if you knew that when you put out a new video, YouTube was going to find some people for it. Okay. So anyway, you can check it out. Just go to youtubeworkshop.info. I've got that at the bottom of this video here. And when you get here, you'll see the page and you can quickly sign up, and we would love to have you in there. All right. So what else makes it easier to do YouTube in less time? Well, one thing that we didn't have when I started my first channel was AI. At least, I think AI existed, but not like we have now over the last couple of years. So AI also helps make things much, much faster. In fact, that's part of what I'll be showing you in the Magnetic 8 YouTube Challenge is how to use AI to speed up some of this stuff. But another thing that is really important, if you want to do YouTube in less time, and maybe you have more than 90 minutes. That's totally fine. Maybe it's 2 hours, maybe it's 3 hours. But if you don't want to spend 10 hours a week on a YouTube channel, you got to let go of a couple of things, okay? One of the things we have to let go of is YouTube Shorts and other shiny objects. Now, again, to be clear, I'm talking about entrepreneurs who are trying to get leads and grow their authority, not necessarily get the most views possible. You might still get thousands of views or hundreds of thousands of views anyway, but personally, I would much rather have a video with 500 views that gave me like 50 leads than a video with 1,000 views that only gave me 10 leads, because I'm an entrepreneur, right? I have a business. I want to grow. And so in order to do that, again, we're focusing on the highest ROE tasks, whatever gives us the biggest return on our effort. So we don't pay attention to shorts. We just do long form stuff. We don't pay attention to all the other things that YouTube all of a sudden announces, says, oh, you should do this, or you hear about it, from a friend or in a group or something like that. And the second thing that you have to let go of if you're going to do YouTube in 90 minutes a week or in less time overall is perfectionism. Now, I know as a recovering perfectionist, this is hard for some people. But YouTube is not a place for perfection, okay? Sometimes as a business owner, we feel like, oh, I've got to be perfect. I've got to be buttoned up. I've got to look professional and all of those things. But that's not what YouTube is. Yes, you want to come across as professional, but you don't, think about all of the people doing dumb stuff on YouTube as well. It doesn't take much for you to come across as professional. But I want to say a little bit more about this perfectionism thing because I know it's really hard to let go of for some of us, including myself. So let me get back to my slides here. This is a photo of my wife, Candy, and my father-in-law. He is a structural engineer, and this is a photo where they were building a shed in our backyard. So professionally, he's a structural engineer. He's retired now, but he basically made sure that airplanes were structurally sound, built airplanes to make sure that they wouldn't, that they were strong and could withstand wind and storms and, all of the other things, right? So let's just agree, airplane manufacturing is a place for perfection. I'm glad that he did his job really well, and he should spend every single day striving for perfectionism, right? YouTube, not a place for perfection. We don't have to make it perfect. And I want to show you a little bit of data behind this too. Videos with simpler editing are performing really, really well, okay? So like this is Maggie McCormick. When I grabbed the screenshot, she had 192,000 subscribers. This video has thousands of views, and it's literally just her holding up her phone, walking through a park. It's raining, doesn't have a separate microphone on, nothing like that. This is my friend Joel, who's approaching 700,000 subscribers. Here he is. He's at his desk. There's a little bit of light. It's a little cluttered. You know, like you don't have to be perfect on YouTube to be successful. Suki Baxter's approaching 600,000 subscribers. Here she is sitting in front of a plain wall. You probably have a plain wall in your house, right? And then I think looks like maybe some window light coming in from one side. And this isn't just anecdotal. YouTube actually did a big study about this. And they didn't just ask people, hey, what do you like about our videos? Or what do you like about this video? They actually connected sensors to people's brains. If you're squeamish, this might be a little uncomfortable. But they connected sensors to people's brains so they could measure brain waves and figure out exactly what led to viewer satisfaction. And you know what? It wasn't fancy editing. It wasn't jump cuts. It wasn't anything like that. Emotional connection with the person on the screen or the thing that they're talking about was more important than everything else, any technical quality or anything like that. And what that means is that if you are on there talking about your, if you're on there talking about the problem that you solve for your ideal audience and connecting with them and letting them know you understand them, that's way more important. You don't need fancy graphics or spending hours on editing. You can edit a really good YouTube video, especially with modern tools, like, you know, in 15 minutes. Literally saving many, many hours. Okay. So this is, you also don't need a lot of gear. This is when one of my first videos on this channel, you can see I'm talking about Snapchat and Instagram. I'm standing in my living room facing a window with a $12 microphone that plugged into my phone as the camera. So that's it. That's really all that you need there. So I think that was the last part about that. Yeah. So really keeping it simple, help people solve problems. You do not need to spend 20 hours a week on YouTube. You don't need unlimited time. You just need the right system. So, and that's exactly what I teach in my signature program. But if you want to get started and do something simpler and really kind of see what it's about, we're going to be building this in my Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge. This is coming up next week. It's a 5-day challenge. By the end of the challenge, you're going to have a better understanding of who your YouTube viewer is, which is sometimes we look at them slightly different than we look at a client. Okay. We also are going to have your top topics for your 8 videos that you need to make for your Magnetic 8. And in addition to that, we are going to make sure that you have a channel that's memorable so people can tell their friends about it. Okay. So replays are included through October 7th, I believe it is. And we're going to go through and basically walk you through these exact things. Okay. This is right out of my signature YouTube program, but you can come and join us if you are watching this live today or you see it today. Tickets, early bird tickets are $10 today, or tomorrow they go up to $17. Okay. And it's all the information is on this page. You can get the link for this in the description of this video, or you can go to youtubeworkshop.info. Okay. YouTubeworkshop.info. Get all the information. Join us for the Magnetic 8 YouTube challenge. Big shout out. Hello to everybody that has already signed up. I can't wait to get started with you all coming up on Monday. Today's Monday, but we're starting next Monday, the 29th. All right. Thanks for watching. Remember, I am doing the top 10 questions about YouTube that I get from entrepreneurs all this week. And here we are. So I'm going live twice every day. You'll also be able to see the replays. Links to all of those are also down in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.